Hi there, my lovely beings of light. I hope you're well. My name is MZ, and I'm doing a video this morning because I felt compelled to come to the beach because it was such a beautiful day, and the first thing I want to do is just show you the beauty that surrounds me right now. If I can actually put the camera, I'm just going to turn the camera so you can see. Let's take a listen to the water. It's just such a peaceful space with all the craziness that is happening in the world. I wanted to talk about the power of intuition and how it came about for me. And it's this whole thing about being a conspiracy theorist and stuff like that. It's kind of how you actually become to be a conspiracy theorist. First of all, the word conspiracy theorist was actually created in 1963 when Kennedy died. It was actually designed by the CIA because the deep state, the cabal as we know it, the 1%, the Illuminati, the ones that control our world at the moment and are trying to dominate more than ever now because they know they're losing this game. They invented that word in 1963 when they killed Kennedy, so that anybody who would go against that narrative or say anything about what had happened, they would be looked at as if they were crazies. So that's kind of where that word comes from. And then a lot of us just repeat that word because that's kind of what's been said for those people who perhaps have questions or perhaps have truths that they want to know about. Now, to be a conspiracy theorist, or I would like to say a conspiracy facts, actually, because now there's so many facts out there that actually, if you are still using that word towards somebody who is a loved one or a friend or a family member or just somebody that you know on Facebook or someone that you're listening to talk, remember that that is a negative way of attacking somebody for them to be speaking their truth, Remember where it came from. Remember that it was designed by the deep state, the 1% that do not want your freedom. They do not want you to have a life. It was designed by them for us, humanity, to fight between each other, to fight between us, yeah? It was designed to create division, as well as many other things were designed to create division in this world. Well, I just want to say that also, when you start being called those names, it's hard, it's hurtful. I mean, I know a lot of people are suffering right now because, they're realizing that their families and their friends who they trusted all their lives are now actually insulting them and not wanting to hear their story and not wanting to hear what they have to say. Now, for all of you who are being called conspiracy theorists, just hold yourself together. Don't worry, don't let it affect you, because the truth, a lot of the truth are coming out, and this is not the time for you to go to your ego and go to your pride, because I have done that. I woke up 15 years ago and I was called crazy 15 years ago, and I've come to a point now where I actually don't really care, because I know that the truth is, I know that everything I've been saying is true, and that it's all just playing out it's all happening in plain view now. So it's not for us to be in our ego and to go, oh, you know what, I was right and you were wrong, and this is the way it is, and you have to see what I'm seeing, and you've got to understand this, and you cannot change somebody's opinion right now. You cannot do that. And it goes the same way with the whole vaccination thing. If they don't want to see the plan, if they don't understand the plan, or they don't even want to research into it, most of the times it's just because they are in fear. A lot of us are living in fear, and we are totally traumatized. We are in survival mode, And we are perceiving there is a threat in this world that we are living in. And therefore, we don't want to hear anybody. All we want to do is know that somebody is going to save us, and somebody is out there to save us. And right now, a lot of people are falling into this trap and believing that there is a vaccination that is going to be there to save them, and believing that it is the right thing to actually have a passport to put in place, that it's the right thing to, to have us all surveilled and to, go ahead with all the, the tests and for children in schools, and they think it's the right thing to do. Now, that is their reality, and you cannot change that. The only thing you can do is come to your heart and realize that, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing, or they do not know how they are acting, or they do not know that they are hurting your feelings and they are hurting your heart, So, you've got to swallow that up and breathe in and actually work on yourself, because that is a perfect opportunity for you to say, actually, hang on a minute, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling so angry? And how can I work on this anger? And how can I make this become love? How can I transform this into love? Because at the end of the day, if you're feeling anger and it's hurting your pride, then there's stuff there that actually you need to work on as well. And that's good for you too, because the fact is that we're moving into a new consciousness. We're moving into a sort of living that's going to be in the fifth dimension, It's no longer going to be in this third dimension duality world that we live in right now. It's going to be all about love and unity, and we're all going to be together, and there is going to be no division. There's not going to be any conspiracy theorists and then people that aren't conspiracy theorists, or it's not going to be like that. It's not going to be color division. It's not going to be a divided world, and that's the world that we're coming to, and that is so exciting. Maybe don't worry about the people around you that don't want to wake up to this, but just focus on where you're going. Focus on what you want to do. I've known about this plan. This has all been planned. We know this. A lot of us know this. Maybe some of you that are watching this video don't know this. But this has been a plan for many, many years for the 1%, the Illuminati, or these people that dominate the world, who are not to our best interest. They are, they are totally the opposite to us. They are not human. They are inhumane. They absorb from our fear, and that is why they like to have us in that fear vibration. And right now, everything you see in this third dimension, all of the vaccination, the passport pushing, all the media talking about it, it's coming to your door. Your doctors are knocking on your doors saying you got to do this. This is all just to basically frighten you so much to the point that you actually wake up. So, those of you who don't wake up to this, then you might be very sick after you have the vaccination. But we all have a choice right now, and that's what I was saying in another video. It's all about having choices right now. But I actually wanted to talk about how I became a conspiracy theorist, if you want to call it that. I don't actually like that name. I actually believe I'm a light worker and a truther and a way shower, and someone who is here to help others come into the light, help others to move into the light, and realize that all the darkness that you're seeing in your life right now is a choice. You have a choice to live in that darkness, to live in that vibration, to absorb all of that information, to absorb your mainstream media. Or you have a choice you can choose to switch that off. You can choose to start meditating. You can choose to look at the higher aspect, at the other timeline that's actually presented to us right now, because we're living in two different timelines. One of them is the fear, the mainstream media, the third dimension density that we're living, all the arguments, the anger. And the other one is living with love and also feeling that anger, but knowing that it's going to be for good, okay? So all the people who are awakening up now, all the companies that are staying open, they are fighting for their freedoms, and they are standing within their power. So they're not doing it with anger. Don't think, oh dear, they're opening up their shops. It's ridiculous. They shouldn't be doing this. They're going to hurt us all. They are fighting for your freedoms and for your children's freedoms. They are standing up, and that feels good. That feeling of standing up and speaking your truth. That is so powerful right now, and that is the only thing we can do right now. Whether it be opening up your shop, whether it be speaking to a neighbor, the feeling that you get when you speak to somebody about how you feel about a certain situation without worrying about the political correctness or without worrying about whether that person's actually going to like you after that. Because actually, there's nothing to lose right now, because the only thing we have to fight for is our freedom. And there is nothing to lose right now. We have to remove the ego. We have to remove our identity. Well, the world is never going to be the way it was. You are never going to have the job that you had if it was a service to self type of job. Like if you were working in a corporate, or if you were working in in a business that has nothing to do with being good with other people or doing any kind service to humanity, that is no longer going to be around. So there's no point you just waiting around for that job to return. It's now for you to go, actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm not happy with what's going on. I'm going to speak my truth and I'm going to say something about this. This is your time to do this, The reason why a lot of us, conspiracy theorists, truth seekers, or whatever you want to call us, actually speak out is because we don't live in fear, and we can see what is happening. We can see the, tyrannical mind control that is happening, the programming that is happening and that is coming towards us. And the only way we saw this was, I'm speaking for myself, but I know a lot of people may resonate with this. The only way we actually saw this was because we went through pain and we went through life experiences. Maybe we were bullied when we were younger. Maybe we were outcast. Maybe we weren't always the leaders of the classroom. Maybe we didn't always have the right relationships and we went through abusive relationships. Maybe we didn't actually have the parents that, gave us everything. And therefore we had a void at a very young age, and we had to go through an intense experiences in life. And therefore, because of these experiences, and in my case as well, I went through 10 years of chronic back pain, severe chronic back pain. And I actually healed, but the only way I healed and I moved forward was to release the traumas within my body and figure out where they were coming from. And what was I not allowing myself to feel? What was I not allowing myself to do, in my life? Like, why was I living in so much fear? And I was living in fight or flight mode, and I lived like that for, a lot of years, I lived like that, in complete trauma for maybe 10 years of my life, more than that. And that's why my body, my spine had no water, and the reduction of water, I now know, comes from a deep negative belief of I'm not taken care of. Everything that happens in our bodies is emotionally related. So a lot of us have gone through these pains, and a lot of us have gone through these traumas and had to pick up on our own and build our new lives and build our new spaces. And we've had to do this, but we've had to come to our truth. We've had to come to our truth and realize who we really are. And we've had to come down from ego, and we've had to just be humble and touch base and realize that actually the reason why we were like that, or the reason why we were trapped into that, was because we came into this world through this system that we live in. And this system that we live in was created for us to come into this world with very low self-esteem, very low vibrations of who we really are as human beings. Because we have been lied to. We have been lied to through the system that we live in. We have been lied to through the schools that we go to. And this is why scientists and people that think that we are crazy and that we have no intelligence, and that because we didn't go to school, we don't know how things work. This is where you are not looking at it in the right way. We have It's not about the intelligence that you learn in a system, in an institute, because unfortunately all the medicine institutes and all the systems that you know, Harvard and all of these systems, they're all run by the same elite. They're all run by the same Rockefellers. They're all run by the same elite, and they took away the information that you were supposed to know about, to know that you are an empowered, amazing, being, and that you can actually heal your body without any science. They are the ones that train our doctors to learn about all the pharmaceuticals, but don't actually train them how to heal our bodies and how to go to the core of that illness. And therefore, those of you who are scientists and, have studied a lot, I'm not saying you're not intelligent, but that's not enough to see what is happening in this world that we are living in. It's about a universal intelligence. It's about an intelligence that connects with your intuition. And intuition is not just given to you in a school. Intuition comes when you have life experiences and you suffer and you go through being on your own, because being alone is also so good for us. It's really can be so productive, and it's for us to realize that being alone and being in our homes right now is for us to start thinking, what do we want to do with our lives? Like, the most important thing right now, I feel, in my view, is that we need to, those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, you need to start looking into this. And if it's not looking into information because you don't agree with that information, it might be that you just want to work on yourself. Ask yourself, am I living in fear or am I living with love? And if you're living in fear, you want to find out where that fear is coming from. And normally it's coming from a place of lack. It's coming from a place of need. And it's because you have been programmed to believe that the medicine is out there, that you have to rely on the exterior information. You have to rely on exterior individuals and exterior corporations and people and politics and world leaders to tell you how it is and what needs to be done. And this is where we're flipping the switch. This is where the timeline that I'm trying to live in is actually, you have the power. You are the leader of your world. You have the power to create your own world, your own reality. You have the power to create a new earth. And that is where we're going, guys. So us conspiracy theories, truthers, starseeds, light workers, way showers, we are here to inspire you to see ahead, to see further away from your TV, further away from what has been given to us, because this is possible. This is actually possible. And with the right people on board, with the right people in the right positions, this has been happening. And this is where people are getting really confused. It is so exciting right now. In the UK, there's a lot of stuff happening with the whole vaccination and the lockdowns. But this is a time for you to be sitting down indoors and researching what's happening in America. Because the thing is, everything that happens in America happens in the world. Everything that's happening in America is going to happen in the world and on the planet. And it's all for good. It's all for good. All of this, every single time I speak about Trump or I speak about the President of the United States or anything like that, you get attacked. But the thing is, that's the programming, and that's the beauty of it. Now, listen to this. Trump is no longer around. And look what Biden's doing. He's bringing troops back into the Middle East, yeah? He's locking down everybody. He doesn't want to open schools. He's pushing the vaccinations as fast as possible. He doesn't want to come to any peace agreements with any countries. He's already stating this, This guy is part of the cabal of the 1%. Let me put it this way. I know that a lot of you might work with more of an imagination, Hollywood kind of brain. So, because we've been programmed with Hollywood, Hollywood is basically telling you how it is. And Hollywood is telling you how it's going to be planned out. All the movies are symbolisms and, playing with your subconscious programming. So let's take Hunger Games. If you take Hunger Games right now and you Right, so Hunger Games, right, you had the capital, you had all the rich, you had the 1% in one little place, and then you had everybody else, the whole of society, in kind of concentration camps, right? And they all had like a little pass, like a digital number, okay? And that's kind of what they want with us. That is kind of what they want. They are already pushing in the vaccination. They're pushing in the passports. And it's already been stated that the COVID, it's no need to be locked down. It's no need to be social distancing. There is no need to take a vaccination. This has been already proved. The stuff's out there. There's no need for me to talk about that right now because it's just wasting time on your precious time. If you want to look into that, you can look into that. But the capital, right? The capital, the 1%, exactly what happened in the inauguration. That was exactly what happened. It's all a movie, guys. It's all a movie. You need to realize that it's all a movie. There are pictures of the studio. They're doing it in a place called Castle Rock in Hollywood, right? And it's run by, I think it's Amazon. But basically, there is a, like a stage. There is a whole space where they have like the White House backdrops, yeah? And they're actually filming it there. And that's what's happening. So all of these things that Biden is signing, it's all false. They're just making you believe that they are still in control. They're making you believe that, we have to be super scared because the world is coming to an end. There is not one phrase that he said in the inauguration that was actually empowering and actually positive of like, guys, the light is coming, we're all going to be okay, and all we need to do is keep the peace. All he kept talking about was the differences between black and white and how this whole Capitol thing was an embarrassing thing and it couldn't have happened. And that's all the Democrats are talking about. All they can talk about is how, the world is going to be a better place and it's all so awful and everything is so bad. But then if you look back at Trump's speeches, his rallies were packed with people. In the inauguration, with the excuse of the COVID, they did not allow anybody in there. Why? Because 8 million people voted for Trump in America, and nobody wants Biden there. And they put flags in the middle of the Capitol instead of putting real people. Where were the people? Where were the people to say, yeah, we agree on this. We agree with what you're saying, Biden. Yeah? So that is one timeline that we're living, and it's a movie. You have to step out and see this. You have to step out of the Truman Show. Don't be in it. Don't play the game. Step out of the Truman Show, observe it from afar and laugh and realize that we are coming to beautiful times and they have lost this battle. We have been saying that the US military have taken over the states now. There is no president because we have found out that in 1871 they created corporations within America. So they created the United States of America, no longer the Republican of America, no longer a republic. And that meant that Washington, D.C., London City, and the Vatican are totally protected. So Trump, really clever, has actually taken out that act or that thing that was signed then, and is saying now that actually, the inauguration happened within that nation, within that Washington, D.C. nation. And therefore, all those decisions that were put in place there in the White House and the inauguration that happened, which Biden, when he swore on top of, these people don't swear on top of Bibles. They would never do that because they are antichrist. So there's a picture of, there's a wallet in between the Bible and his hand. So that goes to show that, they would never do that. But it was all just a lie for you to believe that they are in control right now. But they aren't. And Trump is hiding away. He is ready to come out. It's going to happen, but he needs to be hidden because people would attack him and they would hate the fact that he's still, still in control. And they would hate the fact that, because people hate him. People are too programmed to actually understand that he had to face these criminal, horrible demons for the last 4 years. And he's taken so much from these demons. And now, the military is actually in control of the US because the inauguration was false. Biden is not really the president. They're making you believe he's the president, but he's not the president. So the military are in control, which means that Goodness is coming, guys. We are protected. The military is with Trump. The military is with General Flynn. They are beautiful people and they want peace in the world, okay? Trump was a businessman. Trump did not have any need or any necessity to become a president. Why would he want to do that? Why would he want to become a president? You know, he had money. He was one of the richest men in the world. And that is why the military, who realized that these guys were basically conning them, they realized that that the UN, part of the deep state, part of the Illuminati, they were funding the extremists in the Middle East. Yeah? And they were saying to the military, oh, go to this point. You know, the extremists are there. And therefore they created proxy wars. And the military realized that this was happening. And then they thought, you know what, we're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to do this anymore. So they got together with the alliance, which is something that it was a group of politicians, good politicians from when Kennedy died. They got together and they said, we're not having this anymore. And this has been planned for all of those years. This is how big the spider web is. This is how big the matrix is. So realize that you came into this matrix. You came in as a born baby into the system that these people have built. And your mum and dad, and their mum and dad, all our ancestors came into this system. Therefore, it is really dense. It is super dense, and this is why you need to do your work and release your traumas, release the stuff that's within your body, release anything that does no longer serve you if you are living in fear, and just realize that actually we are coming to peace in the world. We are coming to good times. And when you realize that, you're way ahead of the game, right? So conspiracy theorists and truthers and way showers and light workers, they are way ahead of the game. Not that we are better than you or less than you. We are trying to shout out from our hearts to tell you to wake up and to realize what's happening in the world. But whilst we're doing that, we are also working on ourselves. Some of us are working on ourselves, working on our negative emotions, working on what we want to do with our lives. Some of us are thinking about, where do we want to go now? Some of us are moving out of our countries. Some of us are creating our new earth, you know. I've moved out of the UK because I knew what was going on. I knew that I wanted to come back to my homeland because I have water, because I have nature, because I have my family, because I have my loved ones here. And I wanted to take care of my mum and dad, and I love them, and I get along very well with them, and I'm very lucky, and I'm very, I'm very grateful for that. But it's about everybody finding their little space where they feel that they can raise their vibration to a higher frequency. Because right now, it's about raising our vibration to a higher frequency. So if you can move out and you're not happy where you are, then do that if it's really dense right now, you know. But if you can't move from where you are, you can still create your fifth dimensional, you know, space. You know, you can do that by meditating. You can do that by just going within and just crying, going to your inner child and being good with yourself. Love yourself, you know, dance, just do the things that you need to do to realize the world we're living in and to be okay with that and to know to face the darkness. But to be able to face the darkness in the world, we need to face the darkness within ourselves. So, you know, from a light worker's point of view, I would like to say that this didn't just come to me, you know. I didn't just I wasn't able to just see the light like this. Because a lot of you are probably thinking, oh, that's all right. She's just living on a beach, you know, she's all right. You know, what the hell, you know, she's like on a really cool island, you know, she's got it all sorted out. It didn't just come. These things, you have to work on them, you know. You have to work on these things. They don't just come like that, yeah? So I suffered 10 years of chronic pain. I had to do a lot of work. I did a lot of energy work. I've had to cry a lot. I've had to let go of relationships and friendships that were absorbing my energy. That's another really big thing right now, you know. It's about letting go of those who do no longer serve you, you know. If they're not serving you and you don't think, you know, they're doing any good for you right now, then you need to let them go, you know. You need to understand that that soul contract with that person is over and you need to let that go. But that could be something else to talk about in another time. Anyway, guys, I love you loads and I hope that this video resonates with you and that you can share it with your loved ones. And we're coming to beautiful times. So this is really a time for us to come together and realize that we are one, and that the world is going to be a so much better place. We just need to hold on right now, hold on the line. Like, don't help your family members see about the vaccinations, help them understand that this is not going to be a good thing. But if they don't want to see it, just keep to yourself, work on yourself, do what you need to do, love yourself, okay? I'd like you to just have a look at the sea, and I'll give you a little view of this beautiful sand. All you need to do is be within. Close your eyes and be within. All you need to do is feel yourself. Put your hands on your heart and know that everything is gonna be okay. This is our reality. Speak your mind, speak your truth, speak your power. Speak your power, but remember, do not get stuck. Do not get stuck. Do not allow the darkness to enter inside of you. Speak your truth, make the change within the area. You know you can. If you see that you are in the matrix, in the darkness, then you know you can't make that change. You gotta step out and make the change within you. Step out and make the change within you. Brother, sister, this is the only way. This is the only way. Step out and make the change with love, with the LOVE people, with the LOVE. Lots of love to all of you truthers. Stay strong, stay sane, nurture yourself, eat the right foods. Remember to breathe, remember to take those breaths, manage your time, balance it out, breathe. Namaste. Bye.